Hello and thanks for staying with us. The Nigerian Customs Service has continued to seize contraband in most areas in the country. Also on customs reports, Customs Image Maker speaks on the border just opened by the federal government. Plus the ACG Zone A commend the outgoing controller in APAPA, who has just been elevated to the post of ACG headquarters for a job well done. Plus more reports. I am Igiseme Idie. Stay tuned. The Assistant Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service in charge of Zone A has commended the outgoing controller in charge of APAPA Command for a well-deserved elevation from the post of a controller to ACG headquarters in Abuja. She made the recommendation in Lagos when she visited the command, where she officially commissioned a brand new clinic for officers working in the command.
We didn't even know we have such space, and the space was so well managed, and the gyms are beautifully furnished. So the officers, please, of Zone A, I enjoin you to make sure you utilize this. A healthy body is a healthy mind. It's when you're healthy that you'll be able to do your work. And there's no other how that you could be healthy than to exercise. So exercise is very, very important. So I am overwhelmed that this is happening. A full gym, not just, I am talking of a well-equipped gym. Abakura couldn't have done better.
And let's talk about the revenue generation now for Zone A.
It's always first. This is unprecedented. And Abakura has told me that it is not only for customs officers, that is also for stakeholders. Anybody can walk in here and have themselves, their health assessed. So this is wonderful. And the way this space was managed is, I don't even know what to say. It's excellent. Officers have been trained and retrained. And then the system we are working with had also been upgraded. We are now on everything, electronic. And that is why you are seeing results. And not only that, the CGC takes the welfare of its officers very, very keenly. Officers are happy. When people are happy, they give in their best. That's what you're seeing now. Exactly. We are recommending it. Thursday is actually our day of exercise. From 4 o'clock, we go to exercise our bodies and our minds. So I am going to insist that every area command should have something like this.
We are first in everything. As far as the area command is concerned, we are number 1 in revenue. We are number 1 in anti-smuggling. We are number 1 in almost everything. And to cap it all, we got merit award from WCO.
The acting ACG has this to say on the clinic.
I think I'll call on my successor to double his efforts and make more strides than what I've done, so that the flag will continue flying high.
Okay, sir.
I discovered that we spend most of our time in the office. And for us to have this kind of thing, it will assist in a long way in keeping officers healthy. One, some officers used to come here early in the morning before start of work. They will do exercise, the coach is here. After that, we have washrooms. They clean themselves up, dress up in their uniforms, and go to their various offices and work. Then others will come after closing hours to do till maybe 8 p.m. and go home.
The clinic, sir.
And the idea of having the clinic is this, with the congestion in APAPA, if something happens to an officer or a stakeholder here, before you can rush that person to White House Road Clinic, something terrible will have happened. So we decide, since we have nurses, we have doctors, we decide to establish the small clinic to take care of some emergencies that may come up.
The customs image maker has been speaking on matters that affect the opening of the 4 borders as approved by the government. He said that the border will further increase the nation's economy and urge smugglers not to use the 4 borders approved by government to smuggle any consignment into the country.
The partial land border closure recorded a number of successes for this great nation and successes for Nigerian Customs Service as an organization. First and foremost, some of the issues that necessitated the border closure were addressed during the diplomatic engagements and during which a lot of issues were put on the table, like the non-compliance to the ECOWAS protocols on transit, like the issue of warehouses very close to the border lines. That's where we call the buffer zones and all that. A number of issues were discussed and firm commitments were extracted that going forward, our neighbors will strictly comply with the ECOWAS protocol on transit, meaning that items that arrived in their country on transit to Nigeria will be escorted in their original state to the border of the destination country, which is Nigeria. And then more importantly, the tripartite meetings that took place between Customs Administration of Nigeria, Benin, and Niger Republic eventually gave birth to the joint border patrols on both sides of the border, meaning Nigerian security forces have joint border patrol on our side. Benin security forces have their own joint border patrol, and so also Niger Republic. The importance of this is that the leaders of these patrols, that's the team leaders, connect with each other across the border. There is an agreed meeting point where they share intelligence among themselves. This will greatly help on the issue of border security, and of course it will impact on national security, on our economy. We also exchange prohibition list. What you don't want to come to your own country, give me your own prohibition list. What I don't want to come to my own country, I give you my own prohibition list. We help each other to ensure that the border is secure. I'm saying this apart from the fact that it impacted positively on the agricultural sectors. Farmers today are smiling to the banks. There has been a paradigm shift to local food production. Local rice production have been on the increase. Milling factories have been on the increase. Apart from arrests of irregular migrants who could have come in with the mindset to cause one havoc or the other. So, talking about achievement, the border closure achieved a lot for this nation, and some of the achievements will also be continuously enjoyed. Talking about border security.
Okay, thank you.
Customs is backed by law to charge rent on any overtime cargo that is in government warehouse. However, the issue of 10,000 and all the hue and cry about 10,000 rent or whatever is being reviewed. There is a committee handling that issue, and the outcome of the committee will be made public. Well, as soon as it is officially communicated to us, you recall that the Comptroller General of Customs advocated for the reduction on the levy. Now, I want to stress this point. Many people have misconstrued it to mean the duty rate. The duty rate remains 35%, either for Tokumbo or brand new. is 35%. Now, it is the levy of another 35% that has been on the brand new that he advocated for its reduction to 5%. So it's not duty rate. The duty rate remains 35%. The levy is what we are talking about. Now, we've heard that it's been approved. As soon as it is officially communicated to the Nigerian Customs Service by the Ministry of Finance, its implementation will start.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The custom boss lamented the high rate of cargo that are forcefully declared as mercenaries in order to evade customs duty and levy. He also disclosed that the unit generated millions of naira in the last week for the government. According to Shuaibu, 1,127 rolls of textile materials, 18 pallets of perfumes and bags were seized by the unit.
I know that false declaration in custom is liable to seizure. So we are still appealing to our stakeholders, the importers, the agent, that they should work hand in hand with us to ensure that this country, proper declaration is made and the required revenue is generated for government.
The custom boss says that 1,030 bags of rice seized is to ensure that the country is rid of smuggled rice. He stated further that due to the heat from the unit, smuggled rice now come from unapproved routes, but in batches through motorcycles as known as Okada.
Expecting an upsurge in the activities at the borders. So long as human beings are at the borders, and so long as this upsurge comes to stay, there is bound to be discrepancies. So we are determined to checkmate any fraudulent activities at the borders. Let's have a change of heart. Let's have a reorientation. Value system how we are brought up should be re-energized into us, so that once everybody comply, once everybody is ready to reform, then all this type of fraudulent importation will not come in.
So a total of 429 million naira was raised and recovered through demand notice. He called on non-compliant traders and exporters to be positive and help the economy to grow. Other seized items include 1,046 packs of foreign rice worth 31 million naira, bales of used clothing worth 7 million naira. Also seized were 290 cartons of foreign Eva soap worth 4 million naira, and the Toyota Corona 2018 worth over 7 million naira. The drugs impounded came from India without NAFDAC approval, were intercepted along Benin Expressway, while the cartons of soap on Aba Owerri Road. He explained that the soap were still on import prohibition list in line with Schedule 3 of Common External Tariff.
More worrisome and concern to us as enforcement arm of the government is especially the interception of this medicament that is not licensed. It has no NAFDAC certificate. And if this thing goes to the wrong hand, the negative effect of this cannot be overemphasized.
The custom boss says that the unit followed the law laid down by engagement backed by Section 147 and 151 Customs and Exile Management Act C-45 to seize consignment.
And you know, the federal government has placed an embargo on importation of rice through land borders. And it is our full responsibility to make sure that these policies are implemented. And any saboteur that tries to circumvent the laws, we are out there for them. We will make sure that they count their losses, especially in our areas of jurisdiction. At every passing day, we always try to strategize. Even though they think they are ahead, we are always ahead of them. We move into the creeks, the water sites, all those flashpoints where they think that they cannot be caught. My men are always there, and we are always after them. So the earlier for them to desist and engage in legitimate business, if not, we will not allow them to sleep with their two eyes closed.
The controller said that the service will work with relevant authorities in India and to Nigeria as part of effort to protect the nation's economy. He wants smugglers to desist from the act of smuggling and face good businesses. According to the news custom boss at APAPA, there are many techniques to ensure compliance. You can impose compliance and you can also inform compliance in any way. The most important thing to do is to achieve the target. He urged the non-compliance agent and importers to embrace compliance because being compliant gives you rest of mind.
Officers and men of the APAPA Area Command, I'm here to work with you as your administrator. I've told you earlier, we have to work hard, harder than what we have done before, and achieve much more than what we have. You can always believe with me that the last year revenue has a little stitches in the sense that there are so many months during the pandemic that the revenue was dwindling. And therefore, even if you capitalize on this very time, I'm sure our revenue will be better than this. I also want to tell you that please and please be mindful of your work. Try to make sure that whatever you are doing, you are on procedures and you are doing the right thing. And that's the most important thing. Integrity is very important. It is defined as doing what is right, even if nobody is looking at you. So try to make sure that whatever you are doing it not because somebody is looking at you. If you don't think that somebody is looking at you, God is looking at you. So please, for those who have still that kind of mind, I want to complete attitudinal change and be part of the ship.
Recall that the new ACG, while serving as controller of APAPA, made unprecedented revenue generation of over 55 billion monthly under his watch in APAPA.
We collected 946 billion, 276 million, 543,090 naira, 5 kobo. Was hit 1 trillion in the past 23 months. Improvement in the annual revenue collection from 404 billion in 2018 to 423 billion in 2019, thereby indicating an increase of 19 billion. Enforcing compliance to import and export guidelines, leading to increase in both revenue and arrest of offending articles of trade. Quick and prompt resolution of disputes. In this regard, we allow importers to take delivery of consignment on bond and resolve issues thereafter. And in some cases, we release consignment and refer SDDs to post-clearance audit for follow-up.
He recently announced seizure of pangolin and other endangered species meant for export worth now around 52 million naira because they were in contravention of export prohibition guidelines as approved by government. The Customs Command in Ogun State has intercepted goods worth billions of naira from smugglers operating in that region. The controller in charge of the command has is to say to smugglers who wants to continue to use the border to smuggle in consignment into the country. He listed the seized goods to include foreign rice, used clothing, and frozen products. He said that the major source of revenue of the command from import and export has not been in operation since the closure of the border by the government. He revealed that in spite of the opening of the 4 borders by the federal government, the local borders still remain closed.
Sniff or smoke this Indian hemp, you are be able to go outside a normal human being. And you will be prepared to go into any form of crime. And this goes a long way to even affect our children in the society.
And what will be the end product, sir?
As far as these ones are concerned, once the court condemned them, we invite all the security agencies operating at the border here for public destruction.
He said that on several occasions, officers, while performing their careful duties, came under sustained harassment and attack from smugglers. He said the smugglers attacked the officers with pump-action rifles, AK-47 local charms, and other dangerous weapons, a development that led to the death of one of the officers, while one is still missing.
To smugglers operating in Ogun State, or those planning to engage in smuggling activities, they should better have a change of mind. We are in a new dawn now, a new era, whereby we are ready. The officers I have are ready to match them. We will match them with their tricks. Whichever trick they employ to engage in these activities, through intelligence, we will fish them out and they will be dealt with according to the law.
So the command will continue to dialogue, engage and educate the public on the social and economic implication of smuggling to the nation's economy. The Oyo and Oshu Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has warned smugglers to desist from the act of smuggling in the state. The Customs Board says that any smuggler caught will be prosecuted by the Customs. He has more to say on the achievement made since he took over the command. The command seized various items which include petroleum products, cannabis, foreign rice, vegetable oil, and bales of second clothing. The Customs Board says that the command seized used tires with a duty-paid value of over 2 million naira.
The Nigerian Customs Service is integral in the sustenance of the nation's economy. Hence, maximum revenue generation is paramount in the heart of the Controller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali, retired. The enforcement of government policies in the fight against smuggling of prohibited and restricted items has helped in stemming the menace of insecurity, improving health conditions, and saving our local industries. Thus, the current administration of Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali, retired, has zero tolerance for all acts of corrupt practices, and the Oyo Osho Area Command is committed to enforcing same. The area command under my management has further enhanced its anti-smuggling strategies by taking the battle to the doorsteps of the smugglers, rather than waiting for them to come out in an operation codenamed Operation Fish Out, while invoking Section 147 and 151 of Customs and Excise Management Act, SEMA, CAB C45, Law of Federal Republic of Nigeria, 2014 and 2004, with the power to cite premises for uncustomed goods and power to give rewards to informants who give genuine intelligence to help improve the capabilities of the command on anti-smuggling duties. We shall further sharpen our intelligence and enforcement capabilities to fight smuggling and enforce compliance with reference to extant laws guiding our procedures and rules of engagement.
The items include 8 units of Toyota Camry, Toyota Highlander motorbike used as a means of transport for smuggled rice. So the 2 suspects were arrested during the period under review and were taken to court for proper prosecution.
Between 19 November to 2020 and 31st January 2021, the command has made a series of detentions and seizures amounting to total paid value, which is DPV, of 393,420,494 naira only. Within the period under review, the command made seizures of 220 by 25 liters each kegs of premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol.
The controller noted that the customs has further enhanced its anti-smuggling fight by taking the patrol to the doorstep of the smugglers. Just before I round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where a lot of seizures was made by various commands in the country. For me, Igiseme Etinye, thanks for watching.